I said we're going to be waiting for it, but it's finally time. We have the balance changes, the nerfs, and the buffs for Marvel Rivals Season 4, which is right around the corner with the new Marvel Rivals version 250912 balance post. Very nice name for it. So there's going to be a lot of buffs and nerfs here. Some of them are a bit weird, but I think overall they make a lot of sense. Some of them I feel like they're not enough, but I'll let you guys decide. So first and foremost, Captain America receives a nerf. His damage output is getting a slight downgrade because he's no longer a team-up anchor, because he's losing the anchor. I assume that's with Bucky. I think they mentioned in the previous, or like in the dev post. He, of course, doesn't have that damage boost. Yeah, does that end up making him... There's an overall nerf, because I think they lowered the damage and then added a boost in a prior patch. So, yeah, that's a bit of a downgrade for him overall if you compare to like a season or so ago. So this is we were wondering how we're gonna change the range for Doctor Strange this patch, because I mentioned it in the dev post. It says right here they're gonna reduce the cooldown from the Maelstrom of Madness. That's his E from or his Big Boom from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. So I haven't played too much Doctor Strange myself, but a few times I did play, I always felt like I never won if the cooldown for the E was another 1 or 2 seconds shorter, then I'll be able to use it off cooldown and not get hit by the anti-heal debuff all the damn time. So I could see him being a lot more brawly and a lot more viable when it comes to using him in fights. They also reduced the base health from 600 to 575, so he's not as tanky, but he'll be able to dish out so much more damage, so it's going to be worth it. That's a very significant change to his outcoming damage. You're basically going to be able to get off 2, maybe 3 of these during a longer or decently long engagement. As for Emma Frost, we're seeing an increase in the diamond form. It's also a nerf. The diamond form cooldown has gone from 15 seconds to 18 seconds. This is another pretty big hit. What's that, about 20% longer, if my math is correct? Honestly, might be necessary. She's been basically dominating the meta. I've been playing her a lot, and she is good, but it's definitely probably not that fair. I think it's just 3 seconds, but you're definitely going to feel it. That being said, you kind of only use the diamond form like once a fight, unless it's really dragged out. So realistically, I'm not sure how much of a difference this will make, unless the engagements are longer, where those 3 seconds will make a difference, or not having the diamond form after 15 seconds will make a difference. I think it just comes down to, not like, as long as you don't waste the diamond form for no reason, which already shouldn't be, I'm not sure it will make that much of a difference. Those reduce the telepathic pulse energy gain when hitting shields from the halved it. I forgot how much you get for hitting some other things, but that basically means that hitting shields will still let you get some charge for your primary, but it's not as good as previously. You ideally still shoot the enemies. I think this just kind of makes her a little bit less, like, she's not going to be as good at keeping her energy up, but I don't think it will be that much of a difference. I think as long as you can hit the enemies, you're going to charge up either way. It doesn't take too much time to charge up, especially with a well-placed crystal. You can still hit the shields to keep the energy up. So overall, though, like, with how strong and impactful Emma Frost can be, this is pretty much just a slap on the wrist. I said this in the Discord. I don't think she'll be a little bit worse, but this is not nearly enough to take her out of the meta, if I'm gonna be honest. She still single-handedly destroyed the tanks that we have. That being said, we do get the Valkyrie, we do get some balance changes that might change up the meta surrounding her, which might make Emma Frost a little bit less good. But again, like, in a vacuum, in the current state of the game, this would not be nearly enough. So let's take a look at the rest. Enemies caught in Penny's webs are in for a stickier situation, and her ultimate ability just got slightly more threatening. Ooh, buffing Penny's ult, I'm all for it. Spider Drone new effect. Now slows hit enemies by 8% for 2 seconds. Each hit stacks the effect and resets the slow period, stacking up to 40%. Okay, yeah, now we're talking. Is it the Spider Drone isn't the ult, is it? Is there a difference in the drones between the... I don't think there's a difference in the drones from a cluster and the ult. Maybe it is, but... Okay, I'm assuming this is just for the ult then. Even so, that's pretty great. So then you just run through, and then you have to get out of webs, or it's just you're gonna be slowed and die from not even Penny necessarily, but her teammates. This is pretty good, because previously you just never used ultimate because it was useless. They also made this spider drone release interval during the ultimate go from 0.7 to 0.5, so it's a lot faster. More drones. We've seen some pretty good pennies, especially in high elo, so we'll see how this goes. But we're gonna see some flyers, so maybe it'll be fine. 4. The God of Thunder's ultimate is getting an upgrade. More speed, new stun, greater bring to thunder. Increased movement speed during ultimate ability from 600 to 700. After ultimate ability lands, stun surrounding enemies for 1 second. So stun is a hard CC. That's actually huge. That means you can cancel ultimates with the new 4 ultimate. Though, good luck like timing that. It basically comes down to your ultimate, your team enemies making a mistake. That's pretty huge though, and I think it's because they want to combine it with the Valkyrie, the new hero. He also gets a team up where he can throw a spear and jump to it. That's not in the patch notes. That's in like the team up, the division. Yeah. So 4 might. I don't play him much myself, so I can't really comment on 4 too much. I don't want to like say the wrong thing about him. But this does seem like he is a lot better. It does seem like he can dive in and brawl a lot better. Definitely, it's gonna be up to Emma to keep these guys in check for sure. Moving on to the duelists, we have Black Panther. So we know that he's getting a new team up, which automatically gives him a gamma shield when there's a Hulk on his team. As soon as he drops under 100 health, I think it's over 2 seconds. It works as any other gamma shield, so it blocks like stuns or whatever, and of course gives him more effective health. So they're gonna have to nerf him pretty hard to make up for that. So they said they reduced the bonus health gain when striking vibranium marked enemies with Spirit Rend from 30 to 25. Reduce base health from 300 to... This is nothing. This is not a nerf. I knew it was too good to be true. Yes, okay, we get 5 less bonus health when we kill somebody, like when we hit somebody with our dash. And yes, we have 25 less base health. But when we have a Hulk in our team, who might end up being almost a must-have this season, you get a shield. You can go in, you dive in. If they, for some reason, get you low enough health, you get a shield that they can't stun you through with additional health, and you can kind of just run out of there safely. So I knew it was too good to be true. This is, I guess you need a team up to make him like more viable, almost like Namor. But it's kind of insane just how little of a nerf this ended up being. I don't even know if it's a nerf and more of a adjustment, if anything. We got to Blade. The Daywalker's sword got a little bit sharper. More melee damage for those who hunt in the night. Yeah, because the sword did nothing. It was doing tickle damage from 22 to 24. Wow, Magik is seeing a lot of changes. She loses her teamwork anchor bonus, but she gets a whole arsenal upgrade to compensate. Remove the anchor damage boost. Reduce charge time required for maximum magic slash for maximum damage from 1.8 seconds to 1.2 seconds, so it's less clunky. Magic slash new effect. Projectile now pierces enemies and reduces stepping discs cooldown by 1 second per enemy pierce. That's huge. So basically, you can do like when you either put the clone or like you dodge or you do the spin. You can work that down if you're more accurate with the slash. They kind of want you to spam it. The soul sword damage is up by 10. 5 damage per Eldritch Whirl, 2 damage Demon Rage, and then melee normal attack damage from 30 to 40. So I don't know the combos by heart. I don't know if this changes any of the breakpoints. I think it might be pretty much the same, but it's not exactly. She's losing 15% of damage. I don't think the base damage being adjusted this much will compensate for that. But there is a bit of a playstyle adjustment here where they want you to use the projectile. And it says it pierces enemies. You can get like -6 seconds and just kind of spam with it if you're really good with it. You don't even need to like do maximum damage if you think about it. Just do go in as Magik, you just spam that projectile out as soon as you can, get some more resets, and just like keep going invincible, right? You don't need to, or untargetable evil. You don't need to go or fully charge it for damage unless you go for a specific combo. During the ultimate ability, increase Eldritch World single hit damage from 35 to 45, and Umbilical Incursion damage from 135 to 140. So I guess the overall damage output is a nerf. I guess overall it's a nerf, but also a adjustment to the playstyle. Like, she will do less damage, but she should, in theory, if played right, stay alive for quite a lot longer because of this projectile change. Next up, we have Moon Knight. Mark Specter's blade is now moon charged for maximum chaos. Moonblade now holds up to 2 charges, each taking 6 seconds to recharge. Oh. That's interesting. We're just gonna see how that ends up playing out. I believe this one gives you bonus health if you hit it as well. So this will give it more survivability and just overall more combo potential, more burst damage potential. That's cool. Psylocke, the size burst damage has been slightly dialed back, as I said in the dev log. Decrease the retrieve damage of wing shurikens per hit from 12 to 8, and she shoots, I forgot already. It's like 5 shurikens, I think, per the burst. There's 4. They got 34%, 33%. That's the number I had in my head. I guess the breakpoints are more or less the same for the burst, but you have to hit everything. If you hit everything, it's like 1 primary, then double secondary, and then 1 primary and dash, or a double primary, assuming you hit all of the hits. So if you're fighting if you're Psylocke, you're fighting a 275 health target, let's say a Mantis, I want to say, then you have to do double primary, double secondary, double primary, and then a melee or a dash, or maybe you have like the Emma clone team up, or your teammates are shooting them or something, but you don't one-clip them the same way anymore. So that's actually huge. 250 health targets, so just add them, you're still screwed. You're screwed. Yo, Wanda's survivability and ultimate getting a magical upgrade can now be healed by teammates using Mystic Projection, increasing reality erasure damage, their ultimate, from 800 to 9,990. That's 100% the maximum amount of damage an ability can do, by the way. New effect, the ult, I assume, now pulls in nearby enemies within 50 meters radius during cast charge. So she sucks them in as well. Dude, I feel like Guang is gonna feel like Oppenheimer because he just set off a fucking nuke on these lobbies. So I think it's gonna be 9,999 damage, and I assume there's still damage fall off, so... But because of how much damage that is, I think it's pretty much gonna be like line of sight. We can actually, let's do a little experiment here. Let's do a little, we'll do the numbers, man. If you guys watched this far, thank you so much. Glad that I'm your choice for the patch notes. I am curious, so let's do a little math experiment here. Unless I changed this and I missed it. But I was pretty sure there was a... so apparently there's a maximum range of this thing. That makes sense, 15 meters is very short. But I wanted to say it also had a damage fall off, because I've been hit by it, but not taking this much damage. But this also says 850, and this one says 800. If I can find it. Here, this one says 800, so I don't know what to believe anymore. Well, never mind. That we can do the math on it, because there's no math to be done. But I think there might be more to it. Moving on. Squirrel. Here. You're right, that's gonna be pretty dangerous. For sure. And again, what this means is you can heal your teammates when she's in her wisp, like ghost form. Or wisp form. Squirrel, Doreen is less of a menace from afar. Ooh, that kills. There was a guy we played against in ranked who always spammed from like 100 meters away. He's cooked. Increase the hit damage of the Squirrel blockade from 35 to 50. Hit damage, okay. Increase the mammal bond, so that one makes the combos the same. Right, like if you go, okay. Because then it would be, so now if you hit 2 primaries and a secondary, that would actually kill somebody. Okay, good to know. So we could do, I've never done this math before, so it's just cool that we'd like actually do it for once. So one Squirrel blockade, direct hit, and 2 primaries will now kill a 250 health target. I guess, did it do that previously? It was 220. It did previously as well, it's 5 less damage. Increased mammal bond cooldown from 10 seconds to 15. Bucky is getting a handy improvement to his close quarters control. Trooper's Fist, new effect, Second Strike. That's like when because it has two parts of it. You dash and then you punch. Second Strike now affects a 1 second debuff to enemies hit, preventing them from using movement abilities. Ooh. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we're entering a brawl meta now. Winter Soldier was already kind of like, I don't like that he keep making him a ability hero, but man, that's gonna be huge. Because previously, like if you tried to snipe a Spider-Man or something, you had to hook. But now, if a Spider-Man or Black Panther or something gets too close, you can just use your strike, your punch, and they're screwed. Strategist, Invisible Woman. They had to buffer because she was doing poorly. Ultimate, good, more fantastic. Increase slow effect to enemies' passive Fury Guardian Shield when they go in and out of invisibility for like a second or so. To 35% from 30. Increase invisible boundary ability, ultimate ability healing per second to 180. And new effect, slows enemies within range by 120. That is huge. I wonder if that stacks with this one. Probably. So then that would make it a 55%. And then when they're walking inside of it, they're 20% slower. So you actually can't just jump into the ultimate and try to kill somebody. You have to actually be a bit careful about the slow, the constant slow as well. You can actually probably use this offensively as an invisible woman to catch someone out now. Especially if it stacks and it's 55%. It's going to be scary. Oh, Jeff changes. Ultimate leaves a healing pool after use. Dive in for some aquatic rejuvenation. It's Jeff. Now leaves a 8 meter radius healing pool at the point of activation that heals allies within range by 100 seconds. So this is really awkward. So he does the ultimate, but he can't do it on his teammates. His teammates needs to jump into the thing after. Almost a little bit like a weaker invisible woman ult. But the teammates are going to be stuck in the healing pool and very easy targets for the rest of the enemy team. So we'll see just how useful it is. I do wonder though, actually, now I think about it. No, wait, this is way worse than we think. If you think about it, right? So it's not that it heals your teammates, which it does. It heals Jeff. So whenever Jeff ults, it makes him a very easy target, and then we can just focus fire him and kill him. But now he actually gets healed after popping his ultimate, if I'm reading this correctly. And for the next 8 meters until he leaves that pool, right? So I could see Jeff's ultimate being a lot better now, not just because it heals the teammates, but because it shouldn't die immediately, unless you do like Mag ult or Pulse Cannon or something like that. But that's actually kind of insane if you think about it. I just realized you can see my win record today. I don't want to talk about it. This was a terrible day of gaming. As for Loki, nerfs are always welcome. Reduce illusions damage and healing ratio from 100% to 80%. So now you heal only 80% of your output damage from your clones by 80 instead of 100. That is going to make a pretty substantial difference in his healing output. We could do the math. I don't know if you wanna. Let's do it. We're doing the math. Somebody's gonna have to do it, right? Loki, that's L. Like I don't know the alphabet, but I do know how to play video games. That's really all you need, isn't it? Loki. So we went from 100%. So he used to heal. I don't think there's a heal per second here. Like I want to do a spreadsheet for this game. I might end up doing it now. So he currently heals at 1.75 rounds per second, which heals for, I don't even care about the damage. 40, the projectile, the spell field provides 40 health per cast. So he heals, some of this map is right. I don't want to embarrass myself when recording something. 70 heals per second for 1. You can have, I believe, 2 clones active at the same time. That previously would add 70 more, so the previous would be 210 healing per second. So that's a pretty noticeable, like, overall, less healing output that he has now. Interesting. Not the main problem, but I think it's good, because the clones used to be very, like... You should still break them, I think. Reduce the shapeshift period from 15 seconds to 12 if using an ultimate active duration ability, e.g. I like how to use the Luna Snows as the example, because it's the most common one. Reduce shapeshift residual period after ability ends from 5 seconds to... this is the one I care more about. How are the final... Ability cool duration is getting cooldown. See, we do nerf her. Okay, man. Reduce Fate Above Worlds duration from 12 seconds to 10. I'm pretty sure it's still the longest support ultimate in the game. The only one, maybe Cloak. Not sure. I'm pretty sure it's still the longest in the game. It's... Yeah, if you clone, it's 20 seconds instead of 24. But that's still... It's still very strong. Mantis gets a little bit more slippery. Movement boost from Nature's Favor now decays to 0/2s after being hit instead of instantly disappearing. Ultron. I think I can see Luna still being meta next patch. We'll see. It comes down to how all, like, the Valkyrie plays out and whatnot. Ultra's ultimate now deals extra pain. Oh, this is interesting. No defense is too strong for AI Overlord. Ultimate ability new effect deals 125% damage to bonus health. Is that 125x? Is that 125x or is that 2x? 250x? No, 225x, sorry. I'm not sure. We'd have to test it. So you would shred something like a, let's say, Storm ults, or even... Oh, this would help against Luna, actually. I wouldn't kill her either way, but it would help with something like Luna. Or Captain America, or something like that. We mentioned this, the Divine Armory, we mentioned the Arcane Order. Wait, no, we didn't mention this. She gets a team up an ability. They mentioned the Dev. And okay, and they also nerfed the damage from the team up Scarlet Witch Magik Doctor Strange, which was the one that levels up Scarlet Witch's second ability, which is probably for the best, because this would have been, I think we would see a lot more Doctor Stranges if it's good enough. This is very valid. But overall, it seems to be solid balance changes. Let's say some of these are a little bit like, I'm scared about Black Panther. I think I can see Peni being a bit of a problem, but it's gonna be like, I don't want to be wrong, but I'm getting like dive meta / brawl meta vibes from this. We're gonna have to see how it all plays out. We're gonna have to see how Angela plays out. But this really reinforces my idea that that is what we're gonna see. And if you guys agree, let me know in the comments. If you disagree, let me know in the comments as well. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.